Hello moms and dads, and welcome back to part 2 of working memory. Today we're chatting about how working memory can influence mathematics, or what you can do while doing mathematics to really improve working memory. I'm Alicia Potgieter, agency owner in Port Elizabeth in Sunridge Park. So let's get straight into it. For those of you who missed part 1, we discussed what working memory was and how you can use that while reading and improve it while reading by using specific reading strategies. Today we're going to have the same kind of conversation, but only applying it to mathematical ability. So quick recap of what working memory is. It's that memory that it's a subsection of short-term memory where you keep information in your mind just long enough to be able to pull context or understanding from it while still being able to do another task. Today we're focusing, like we said, on mathematics, and the first thing we want to do is really focus on how we work with mathematics, especially during homework time. So you will find that children that struggle with working memory often have difficulty with multi-level instructions, which causes big problems when it comes to mathematics, because first you do this, then you add that, then you do this, and they get lost in the middle, and then they don't understand why the equation doesn't want to work out. If we think about something like adding numbers that have units, tens and hundreds, to another bigger number, it becomes challenging because they can remember, all right, I have to break it up into tens and into units and into hundreds. And I know I need to add the units together, but once they get halfway, they stop understanding what to do, or they forgot, am I supposed to put them together or am I supposed to split them? And it becomes difficult to do those mathematics. So today we're going to just give you some tips and then a tool or two that you can use at home to improve working memory. Now, the first thing you want to do while they're actually doing the activity is making sure that they've understood what to do. Working memory is also very closely linked to brain processing speed, so it takes them a while to really grasp what you're saying and to be able to keep it there long enough to understand what to do. So if the question says, add the two numbers by wada, they want to be able to keep the words in their mind long enough to understand what they must do with the numbers on the page. So you want to make sure they understand the instruction. First thing, have them repeat the instruction to you 3 times. The first time, normally. The second time, as fast as they can, just to keep it interesting. And then the third time, you want them to repeat it slowly. Not silly slowly, where they speak in these weird, drawn-out kind of sentences, but just slowly and making sure they understand all the steps. So that's the first thing you want to do. The second thing you want to do while they're doing mathematics, especially if they're working with very abstract ideas like units, tens, and hundreds, you want them to visualize it. Okay, close your eyes. Can you see, if you're writing it on the board, how you would split it? Okay, which one is the units? Okay, can you see it? Which one is the tens? Which one is the hundred? Can you see how you're splitting them apart? How you're putting the right ones together? Help them visualize the process that they're busy with. And the third thing you want to do is you want to really make sure that you give them enough time to process what they were supposed to do. Often, you'd ask them a question and they're still processing and manipulating that information, trying to get an answer back. The problem is that it's just taking a longer time for them to retrieve the information. So it's okay if you give them another couple of seconds, especially like we've talked about the processing speed, to give them that time to give you the answer. And you can use affirming words like, it's okay, take your time, really try to remember, what did we do with the units? And give them time to respond appropriately. All right, now we're getting to the fun part, to the tool or the activity. And for today's session, you are going to need a pack of cards, all right? Why? Because the best way to work with numbers and working memory is to play. You want to play very basic games like Go Fish, Crazy Eights, or even something like Uno. Why? Because if you're playing those kind of games, you need to, number one, remember the rules of the game. But in the same way, you also need to remember which cards have already been played. So now you're keeping information in your mind, you're using them, you're manipulating it, you're processing it, and you're still remembering what the rules of the game are. That is a great way for you to then again really consolidate working memory. The second thing you want to do is you can give them added numbers in a sequence. You can do this with license plates or any kind of thing that you see. What happens if I add the 2, the 3, and the 1? What happens if I add the 2 and the 3 and I subtract the 1? Give them constant things to work with, but try to make it a game so that it doesn't feel like a punishment or it doesn't feel like work. All right? Give them a sequence of things that they need to remember, things that they need to work out, and say, can you answer me in 10 seconds? Let's put on the timer. Or can you do 3 in a row? That way there's an incentive and it feels like a game, not again homework or punishment that I have to do. Ladies and gents, those are my tips and tools for working memory with mathematics. I hope it was useful. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.